How chat, do you want some tea? Roro. You guys want some you want some tea?
You got scammed.
Spill. Okay. Hypothetically in a dream. Oh, brought the hypothetical in a dream. It's gonna be juicy. Oh, wait, I want to switch to my chibi model. Hopefully I'm not clicking the wrong model. Okay. I want to use this one because I'm still a little bit zooted out of my mind. I'm so sorry. Well, not out of my mind. I'm zooted into my mind. You know what I mean? I know what's going on, but my brain is still slow. I'm sorry. Give it an hour. But then, okay. Hypothetically, chat, in a dream, once upon a time. Okay. Like, I realized at one point... Okay, where do I start this tea? Thinking. So chat, I'm gonna be real with you. Right now, when it comes to streaming, I am very chill. Like, I'm taking things very slowly, which is... I know I stream a lot. Like, I stream every other day or every single day, and I stream for a long period of time. Yes, but that is me taking it quite chill. Because I'm not, like, forcing myself to do anything. You know, like, I want to play Baldur's. I play Baldur's, and I'm like, hey, guys, you know what I want to do today after unboxing? I want to play the game that I was supposed to play 2 days ago, which is click-holding. Click-holding, I think is the word. And then, like, if I want to play a Baldur's Gate, I'm like, you know what I want to do, guys? I want to play Baldur's Gate. I might hop into VR too, because Siren invited me to, like, this VR thing. So maybe I'll hop into Siren's... I think Siren is doing, like, a 24-hour stream on VR chat. So I might... I don't have a VR chat account yet, though. So I have to make one of those first and then probably hop in. I'm not sure what to do. Yeah, and then... So right now, like, I do stream for long hours of time, but I don't think it's serious, right? It's just me, like, having fun and doing things at my own pace. Like, it's a up to me kind of a thing. But hypothetically, in a dream, once upon a time, perhaps, I was so content-brained, bro. Like, all I thought about was, like, work, 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 work. You know, like, I can't... You know those... I don't know how to explain it. It's not like it's bad, but, like, I feel like a lot of streamers have this mentality sometimes where it's like, you tell yourself that you're not good enough, but it's not like a bad thing. You're not like, I'm not good enough, sad, cry. It's not, you're like, okay, I can do better. I have to do better. So then it's like, it's what drives you to do stuff, right? So once upon a time, hypothetically, I was so, like, focused on my own, like, career and my own well-being. Not because I want to be successful. It was mostly because the people that don't do well don't get much. And I did pretty well, and I don't get much. So I was really scared. I'm so zooted. I'm trying not to say the wrong things. But, like, at that time, I worked so hard because I was scared that, like, if I don't get nothing, imagine if I become a nobody and then I get less. I talked to a bunch of people about this. Are you guys okay with me talking about this? I just want to know, like, are you guys comfortable if I talk about stuff like this? Because I don't usually do. I don't mind talking about it. Yeah, if you're willing. Okay, but please note, disclaimer in advance, okay? I have no anger or malice or hate towards any party in the story. Like, I'm not painting one person as, like, a horrible person or anything. In full, like, for full transparency, I was pretty hard to work with, I guess. Like, okay, here's what I realized. For Western standards, I'm very, like, scared. For Asian standards, I'm very brave. Okay, so that's where I stand. Like, me as a person. Because I'm the type of person that, like, I really like listening to other people's perspective a lot. And my opinions change very drastically. Like, not drastically as in, like, bad. But I'd be like, oh, okay, I understand. What I think about this is not completely right. There's other perspectives and that makes sense. Stuff like that, right? And I remember in the dream, once upon a time, in the start of it, I got, like, so much, like, warnings. I got not scolded, but I got warnings a lot because I was, like, stepping out of line. Like, it's so new to me, okay? Like, I know I love Vshojo a lot. I love Vshojo a lot, and I appreciate everything Vshojo does. One of the things, though, that I will say, and in no way is this bad or complainy, but I'm still not used to it. I'm still not used to Vshojo being Vshojo and treating me the way they do. Like, it's such a hard mentality to shake. Because Vshojo is way too supportive. Like, Vshojo is so supportive. I don't know what to do. You know what I mean? And like, I know people say like, oh, Michi, that's like the bare minimum, or like, this is the standard. If that's like, I'm not just talking about like, oh, the past couple of years. Ever since I was born, that was not the case. Like, if I'm like your employee, right? Like, because technically for Vshojo, I'm their employee. If I'm an employee, then I am like, I wouldn't say valuable, but it's too much to call yourself valuable, you know? Like, you are just an asset, a replaceable asset. And I know that sounds bad. Like, I realize this when people hear like, you're not replaceable. Rah! That's sad to say, chat. A lot of Asian companies kind of do that, you know? Like, they don't tell you that, but they make it clear that they can do things without, like, with or without you. And if you leave or if you don't take up the opportunity, someone else will. So it's always a very like a fast market, you know? Like, one of the things I've talked about before that I'll talk about like just briefly again today. In Vshojo, when I got my contract, they forced me to get my own lawyer to read through my contracts. They were like, Michi, we're not gonna accept you like signing to our contract without, like, if you have not seek advice from your own lawyer, we're not gonna accept it. And I was sitting there and I was like, bro, I'm gonna be real with you. Like, I don't want my position to go to someone else. Because in Asia, chat, if you're in a job interview and then they give you a contract, you sign it. If you don't sign it on the dot, you don't get it.
That would be normal if you were a normal employee, but you're literally the face of a company. You're their lifeline, so they have to make sure you do well. Anywhere else though, you're just a cog in the machine and easily replaceable.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, I guess it's because in my dreams, there were so many people, right? I'm honestly, like, I'll be honest about it. When Vshojo told me, it's like, oh, you have to consult your lawyer, etc., etc. It took me so long to find a lawyer. And then when I did find a lawyer, I was sitting there with them. Like, we had a meeting together. And then they read through my contracts and they're like, okay, so what's your issue? And I was like,
Infinity Breach cheered Dex 300.
I have no issues.
I remember when you told us that someone could easily replace you, and that you'd never forget us. You said there are hundreds of other streamers and you were sure we would find one that could fill that hole in our heart. I legitimately cried that day, because no one could ever replace you, at least not in my dreams and definitely not in my heart.
I'll be real with you. When I said that, I wasn't trying to be like emotional. I genuinely was like, okay, that was how I comfort people, you know? I'm like, there's so many streamers out there, chat. You won't need me. That's completely fine. Like, I'm completely fine with that. Because, I don't know, it's so weird. And then I'm here in Vshojo and people are like, Michi, take the time you need. You are special. And I'm like, what do you mean?
Though, if a lawyer reads that, means there is no excuse for you and for them. If anything, that is really smart of them to do that.
You know, I will tell you, you know how awkward it was? My conversation with my lawyer. I gave him the contract. He read through it and he's like, okay, what's your issue? And I'm like, I have no issue. And they're like, then what are you consulting about? And I'm like, when you're reading the contract, do you find an issue? And they're like, they read it again. They're like, so this company of yours, yes? How do they make money? And I'm like, oh, it's stated right here. They take a cut from our like this part. Like, they don't even take a I don't know if I can say this, but I'll say this. Like, every money you give me, chat, every money, every sub, it's completely 100% mine. I was so shocked. Like, I get to keep everything. They get to keep, like, in my opinion, Vshojo doesn't take enough. Like, they take, yeah, it's just merch and sponsors and only like a small amount. Like, it's not like we're gonna be taking 99% of your sponsors and merch cuts. No, like, they take nothing. They're just like, oh, we're just gonna take a smidgeling, a smidget. And I was like, yeah, it's written right there. And then my lawyer even looked at it and they're like, is this enough? And I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know. And they're like, I mean, this is good for you, but is this company real? And I was like, yeah, it is. It is real. And they're like, okay. Well, you can just sign it. And I was like, okay, sir. I even asked my lawyer to write a note. Like, you know when you're like in... I felt like a kid. I was so confused. Because I've never done this before. Ever. So like, I sat there. And you know when you're like a kid and you're like... Doc, can you write down a note and sign it so I can give it to my teacher to prove I went to the doctor?
Cheered 300. Oh no. These bits were supposed to go to Vshojo.
Oh, god damn it.
Michi.
Don't, oh damn, if you want to support Vshojo chat, check out the merch, check out the yeah, this, like, I guess sponsors too? I even told my manager, I was like, bro, if you take all of my donation money, like, I'm fine with it. Like, it makes sense for me because you're giving me so much. And then the managers are like, no, that's your hard work. You should keep it. That's from chat to you. And I was like, yeah, but you guys make me happy, and without you guys, I would not be... chat wouldn't be happy, so this makes sense. And they're like, no. Oh my god. I still, until today, I still remember how awkward it was. I was like, imagine, right? I'm sitting in front of a lawyer. And I was like, can you write down up on a piece of paper and sign it to prove that I went to the lawyer? And the lawyer was like, oh, do you need it? And I was like, maybe. Just so that I can prove to my manager people that I actually went to a lawyer. I felt like I was a kid trying to get a doctor's letter to bail school. Like, that's how I felt like. And the lawyer had to be like, okay, 1 second. He had to enter his own workroom, print out his own, like, what is kapsurat? It's like a formal piece of paper with like his name and his logo, like on the top, like as a header. So like a former, yeah, like you know how organizations or firms have their own letterhead, right?
Got scammed.
He had to print out his own like piece of paper with his own letterhead. Everything is like official. He wrote it down. He's like, you know, everything has been reviewed and okayed. And then he signed a piece of paper and then he put it in an envelope, including his business card. And I was like, thank you. I will be, I appreciate your help. And then I went back to Vshojo and I remembered I had the letter in my hands and I was about to fax it. And then I just gave it to them and they're like, did you check with the lawyer? I was like, yes, I did. I even have proof. And Vshojo didn't even ask me for the proof. They're like, okay, as long as you did, okay. And I was like, oh, I have proof. Where do I fax it to? Because I can take a picture. I have proof. I didn't know what to do. You know, at that point, I was so scared because I was like, oh man, this is how Western companies do it, huh? Like, Western companies are so much more complicated. That was my first thought. I thought it's like, goddamn, these people are so goddamn complicated. Here in Asia chat, right? When you go into a business like interview or meeting and they're like, okay, we want you to be in the team. Here's the contract. You don't get to be like, okay, let me read through the contract and get back to you soon. No, they'll be like, here's the contract. If you don't sign instantly, then they would be like, oh, then we're gonna look for next, like the other person. So I'm so used to just being like, contract, okay, skim, nod, sign, and then that's your life. So when Vshojo like was forcing me to get a lawyer, I was like, what? Why? Well, I suppose this is their, like, I thought it's like, oh, this is the culture. This is to like ethically appreciate. You know what I mean? Like, I guess to show Vshojo how serious I am to work in Vshojo, that I would get a lawyer. So, but I also thought, like,
Kitty
no offense, I was like, dude, this is so stupid.
Believe it or not, that was part of your interview. Vshojo knew that you would go on stream and embarrass yourself daily, so they made you embarrass yourself in front of the lawyer as part of the interview.
Oh, it's
the
like
lawyer
training.
was actually in on the whole thing.
You know, my lawyer knows who I am, because they're my lawyer, they're my legal person, so they had to ask like, so where's your income? And I have to tell them my channel and everything, so they know I'm Michi TV. Hi, lawyer. If I get into a legal scandal, yeah, good luck.
You got
Well. Yeah, dude. Like, here's the thing. I remembered, I was like, I thought Vshojo low-key, and I know this sounds mean, but I remembered, I read through the contract, right? And I swear to God, chat, I'm not hyping anything up. Maybe I am because I've never seen a contract like this.
Extra cheered X300. Your lawyer is my Oshi now.
You know when you read through a contract and like one whole page is dedicated to your rights? I was so confused. Bro. I read through the contract and there was a whole page dedicated to like, this is what you're entitled to. This is what we have to provide you. This is all the stuff that we will provide you. Like, these are your rights and these are what you're entitled to. I'm sitting there and I'm like, what? Why? But why would you put it? What? Like, here in Asia, I'm not gonna dox too many, but a lot of the time, I've seen a lot of Asian contracts, right? They usually dedicate most of the contracts for their well-being. And that's very common. It's not bad. It's like, I don't know, man. Everything I thought was normal has been challenged, so I'm confused. But usually it's like, mostly what the company wants from you and how the company can protect themselves. So it's like, if you were to make a mistake, we legally can just like fire you for no prior reason. Like, that's usually like a common cause where it's like, if you fuck up, we can just fire you for no reason. You can't really debate on it. You're just out. Like, it's like legally written in there. Or like, oh, you can't, like, if in a situation where you violate any clause of this contract, you have, like, we get to, I don't know, like, fire you and you don't get your bonus pay. Stuff like that. Like, that is actually quite common. And when that might not sound as bad, but the contracts are usually like 15 pages long. Like, a lot of pages. And all 10 pages are all the clauses of things I can't do. Yeah, like, this is Asian company contract experience, okay? You get 15 pages. 13 pages are talking about all the things you cannot do. The next page is talking about what they are going to do if you accidentally break any of their 3,000 fucking, I don't know, 3 gajillion bajillion clauses. And the last page is just a recap. Wait, no, the first ever page is to recap, like, when I say party A, when I say party B, I refer to this. When I say party A, like, it's just definition. And then in the end, you sign it. So I was like, when I went to Vshojo, I remembered there was a whole page dedicated to what I am entitled to and what I can do, what they have to do for me, what they will do for me. And I'm sitting there and I was like, what? It's weird. That was already the weird part. And then they asked me to get a lawyer. Everything was so odd. But I really appreciate it. You know? It was the first time, and this might sound like I'm exaggerating, but I'm not. Like, this is the first time a company has treated me like I'm a valuable person. Like, I'm a valuable asset. Like, the first time I really felt like, oh, they want me here. Like, they really want me here. What the fuck? I was so confused. My coping mechanism is to get angry. So I remembered, I was like, why are you being nice to me? What's wrong with you? Are you freak? Are you a freak? Are you freaky like that? Can match my freak? And your body can match my freak? Nasty, nasty. I was so... Yeah, like, you know that, like, Michi loading? Yeah, that was me. I was like, huh? Because it's so odd. I've never had a company that was like, we want you. Seriously. Like, we really want you. And I'm like, damn. But what if I disappoint? Gun Run is my favorite freak. I know, it's so rare. And here's the thing, chat. Once upon a time, in a hypothetical dream that my goldfish pet has, who has a pet fish, who has a neighbor, etc. I remembered, like, how honest do you want me to be? Because I feel like if I'm 100% honest, I might hurt some people's feelings. And I don't mean to hurt anyone's feelings, at least. You know, this is just like, I'll try my best to explain, but I'm scared that I might hurt some people's feelings. One person, Gopko said, 60%. Everyone's like, go for it. 99%. Okay, I'll try to word it as nicely as I can. I'll give context, okay? So don't you dare. If anyone's gonna clip this, it's fine, by the way. But like, don't clip it out of context, okay? Because I will explain myself. So, for the longest time, in my hypothetical dream thing, I didn't work because I didn't hate working. Don't get me wrong. But most of the time, I worked because I was really scared. Like, no, I worked out of fear. You know what I mean? Like, you know when you're like working because you're passionate or working because of money. I worked because I was so scared that I was scared of the things that may happen, I guess. Like, I can't say too many things because even though I'm technically not under any contract, I don't want to like say something that's gonna cause like horrible speculations or stuff. But from where I came from, right, it's different. You know, if you know what I'm talking about, you probably know. If you don't, that's fine too. But I'll give you all the context you need without mentioning any names, alright? It's just like, I don't come from the same place as like a lot of people, you know? I'm Indonesian. So, it was a different situation for me. And I would say that in my dream, I did pretty good. Not amazing by any chance. Like, it wasn't like I was like, oh, I had like 1 million people. Or I had like a massive everything. But it wasn't that bad. You know, it's honest work, right? Like, it's my honest work. But I didn't really like get much. You know? Like, I get like scolded, but I didn't get like many opportunities, if that makes sense, right? And I was scared that if I didn't do well, then the chances, like, you know that meme of like someone digging and then the person next to them is like they stopped and they're so close to getting a diamond? That's how I felt like constantly. Like every day I'm like, oh, I'm so close. They'll notice me now, surely. Oh, okay, no. Tomorrow, they'll notice me now, surely. Like, that was what I was, my mentality. I've always like, every time I work, I'm like, I'm so close. They're gonna notice me now. They have to notice me now. Now they notice me. Like, that's what I was doing. So, it did kind of like wear me off. Like, I'll be honest with you, I am burnt out, but not from content. Like, I guess that type of mentality like burns you out in a way. So I never really had a bad like impression about it, but because I was working so much, I didn't really get to spend any time with like my coworkers or my friends. I didn't really get to like talk with them or chill with them because at that time, I feel like maybe it's because I was new or something. I was still like deep. I was like deep in the like, I'm so close. Or like, I'm so close. I'm gonna get noticed now. Oh, like, I remembered. I was like, I did a good thing. But I even told them. Like, I'm not usually the type of person that be like, hey guys, guess what happened? I got 100K today. Huzzah! Like 100K subscribers. Wow! Like, I'm not that kind of person. But on that day, I remembered I did that. I was like, guys, I got 100K. And in my head, I was like, surely something's gonna happen, right? Surely. And then nothing happened. I was like, oh, maybe if I reach 500K. Yeah, I remember. I was like, guys, I got 100K. And then I was like, so close. I'm so close. Surely I get something. And then they were like, congrats. And I was like, okay. No. Maybe if I get 150. And then 150 rolls around, nothing. And I'm like, oh, okay, maybe 200. Maybe 500. And then I just gave up. Like, I was working so much. And I was so scared. Like, the fear of... I'm gonna be honest with you, chat. As a streamer, one of your biggest fear is the fear of being replaced, right? That is very, very common. Like, until now, I'm so scared of being, like, forgotten and replaced. Because, like, once I run my course, you know, who's gonna watch me no more? Like, there'll be a funnier, more energetic, cooler person that's gonna come after me. And then I was so scared because of that. But I was also like, all I can say, chat, is my first ever time getting merch was when I debuted in Vshojo. My first ever time getting my sponsor was when I work in Vshojo. So, is it because I only stream for... Oh, but Michi, you've only been streaming for 4 months. Well, in my dream, I was stuck in that dream for like practically almost 3 years. And I remembered I was like, I didn't get to spend time with anybody. I didn't have time to spend with my family. I never had any time to spend with friends. I was like, all I could think about is like, how do I grow? That was the only mentality I had. Like, I need to grow. And I didn't even care about it. Like, I'm not the type of person... Like, now you notice this. Like, I don't mind not really, like, growing that fast. You know, like, as long as people are happy, that's always what I wanted. But at that time, I'm like, no, I have to grow. I have to get, like, 500,000 subs. I have to get... I don't know, like... 1,000 to 2,000 viewers, etc, etc. Like, all the numbers were like... It makes sense as a streamer, but it's just not my kind of... I'm just not that kind of person, you know? And I didn't get time to spend with a lot of people. I guess it was obvious. There were some people that were really upset because they were like, wow, Michi... Dream Michi really, like, excluded herself from everyone else. Like, she thinks she's so much better. She thinks, like... She doesn't want to be part of Indonesia. She doesn't care about her fellow Indonesians. She doesn't care about her country. She doesn't care about her friends. She just cares about chasing numbers and growing. And you know what sucked? That's true. I'm gonna be so honest with you. Like, the people that were upset at me because they're like, she doesn't want to, like... She doesn't hang out with her friends. She doesn't hang out with her coworkers. All she cares about is numbers. That's true. And I hated it. And it's true because that's exactly what I was doing, but it's not like I wanted to do it. Like, you don't get it. I had to do that. I will say this. I had, in my dream, hypothetically, that my goldfish had, and my goldfish told me, once upon a time, there was a meeting, right, with people. And during the meeting, I was told that since I'm the one, like, I've been working my ass off and I've been, like, on the grind. So I was like, I hate saying the best doing. It's so weird. It feels so weird saying that. But, like, just completely, like, logic numbers based, okay? I was doing the best. I was doing the best because I would work every single day, like 6 days in a week. And the only day I'm free, I'm working on scheduling collabs, I'm scheduling events, I'm scheduling everything, and working on videos. So I stream for 6 days in a week, and then for that one extra day, I would work offline. And then, it's kind of harder too, because if I want to do any projects, I kind of have to do it myself. So there was a lot of stuff that I had to do. And I was completely neglecting everything. It wasn't just like, oh, you admit to neglecting your coworkers and friends. Yes, I admit to neglecting everyone. I neglected my family. I neglected my own health. I didn't care if I was dying. Like, I need to work. I need to make this work. One of them was, I've never said this before. So, like, this is gonna be the first time I'll ever tell you guys this. I had, like, a conversation with some people in my dream, and they said, like, you know, some stuff might have been worse, right? Like, things might have been worse, but, like, okay, here's the context. The full context was I let out all my feelings. I was like, hey man, it feels like I'm working this hard for nothing, you know? Like, I worked so hard and I'm at the position where I am. Why does it feel like nothing's changed? And they're like, no, Michi, you don't get it. Like, I don't think anything can change, but you are the reason things are afloat. Things could have been worse, but because of you, things aren't as bad. So, I don't think they meant it in a bad way, but in my head, that was the time it clicked for me. I was like, holy fucking shit. If I slow down, it's gonna affect everyone. Like, if I slowed down, or if I stopped, or if I gave up, it's gonna affect everyone. And I didn't want anyone to be hurt. Or like, I didn't want anyone to be sad, or I didn't want the situation to get worse. Like, the situation was already shit. So I was like, got it. I understand. So then I doubled my work. Like, I put in so much more because I'm like, I can't. Like, at this point, it's like, I'm not even working because I want things to be better for me. I'm working so then things don't get worse for everyone else. So I'm just like, okay, I gotta do this. I gotta do this. I gotta keep doing this. I gotta keep spreading this. And did I do it well? No, probably not. And then eventually everything went to shit. So I was like, what the fuck? You told me. You promised me. I was like, you told me things wouldn't get worse. Why is it getting worse? So I that's when I realized. I was like, okay, you know what? I don't know, man. So I never really gotten the chance to participate in a lot of like events with like my friends. I didn't really get to. I'm maybe even like, well, in a group of so many people, chat, there's bound to be clashes, right? Like, imagine having a friend group of like 20 people. Someone is not gonna like someone else, and that's fine. And like, imagine if there's like, I don't know, more than 100 people. Someone might not like someone else. That's like very common, you know? And I totally understand where they're coming from, because there's a point where there were some people that didn't quite like me, right? Not because of anything. Like, it's very understandable because I was so like MIA. Like, I was gone. You know, I rarely talk to my friends. I rarely talk to my coworkers. I rarely respond. If let's say someone's like, hey, we have this thing going on, I can't. I'll be like, I can't join this right now because I have another collab. Or like, oh, I can't join this right now because I have another event to sort out. Like, there were so many times I couldn't join some stuff. When I can, I always do, but it's so rare. And I will admit it, it's my fault. Like, I did not put in the effort to maintain a relationship, right? And because of that, some people had this assumption that I was very like stuck up my ass. You know what I mean? Like, I was very like, oh, I'm sorry, you are a smaller streamer and I am now a bigger streamer, and because of that we can't interact. And I understand, I completely understand why people have that mentality of me because of what I did. But it's just like, at that point I didn't even have the energy to clear my name. Like, I didn't have the energy to be like, hey man, I'm sorry, I can't. Like, it's not that I hate you, it's not that I look down on you. I have to maintain a certain, like, I have to earn enough and I have to work enough so then people still see us as valuable. And I'm just overwhelmed. Like, I felt really alone for a bit. That's why I really appreciate some people. Like, some people really did accompany me throughout the journey. It's really easy to feel alone. It's so weird. Like, feeling alone when you're actually alone is one thing. Feeling alone when you're surrounded by 100 people is another. So... Oh, Kabo! Wait, thank you. I haven't VIP'd you, I guess. Hold on. /VIP Kabo. I think I did it! Yes! I did it! But yeah, there was a point where, like, I found out some people were, like, angry. Well, not angry, but they didn't quite like me. And I remembered, I felt so sad, because... You know, these people were the reason I wanted to join in the first place, right? And I really felt bad that it boils up to this. Like, it boiled up to me being cold and distant and not caring about anyone else. Hi, Ari! Yeah. It hurts, but I can't even cry about it. You know what I mean? I can't even complain about it because the consequences of my actions.
What do you mean grinding work all day and forgetting I have a life is not normal? Mishimochi shock, Mishimochi shock.
That's the thing. I was like, I don't know what to do. Because I reap my own... Like, I reap what I sow, right? These are the consequences of my actions. It's fine. Like, in my head, I was like, I'm doing this for people But if they don't want to see it, that's fine. I don't need them to like me. But please know this is me trying. And then, after I woke up from the dream and I'm here, you know, there's always a part of me where I'm like, man, it still does suck, right? Like, I don't know what to do. It's so awkward. I feel like I feel like, you know, when a parent has been gone for so long and then now they're back and their kids all grown up and you don't really know how to build a relationship anymore. So I'm just like, oh fuck. I would like to. I wanna apologize. Like, I don't even want to explain myself. I just don't know what to do. So I've been ignoring it. I've been like just full on ignoring it until today. And honestly, there were times I even just played into the villain role. Like, I agreed with what everyone was saying. People were saying like such mean things, and I just agreed. I was like, yep. I would double down. They'd be like, just admit that you hate your coworkers. And I was like, yeah, okay, I hate my coworkers. I would double down because it's so much easier. It's so much easier to just lean into a horrible narrative than to change people's minds. Because the thing is, I can't prove myself. You know, like, at that time, I can't prove shit. Because I'm under NDA. I was under, like, strict NDA. And all the proof is strict under NDA. And it's like, I can't prove shit, dude. I can't even show my coworkers proof. Because I'd be breaking my own contract. So it's like... I remember there was a time I did get confronted by one of my friends. They were like, hey man, I have to be honest, this is how I feel. And I couldn't say anything but sorry. I was like, I'm sorry. And they're like, do you have anything to say? I was like, I can't. Like, you don't get it. I can't say anything. All I can say is sorry. Like, you are so valid. If I were you, I'd feel the same. But I swear to God, like, I care about you. I really do. I care about everyone. I can't say anything, though. I can't prove anything. So it's just like... my lips are sealed. I was like... oh, man. I can't even say, like, I'm doing this for you. Like... that... it's like, what? No, you're not. You're not doing this for us. You're doing this for yourself. And I'm like... I have proof, but I can't send it to you. So... yeah, okay, lah. Just sorry, lah. So... with all that in mind... when Ichel reached out to me for the charity event... I don't know whether it's because they want me to be there or something. I just think maybe it's because they do, right? And during that, like, before the karaoke, people would hang out offline. And I joined. And then I get to talk to some people. And I get to just, like... I didn't get to talk about too much. But just, like... hearing their voices again... it feels nice. Did you... no, I didn't clarify anything. I don't want to, you know, it's like... it's those moments where... at first I wanted to apologize, but sitting there I realized I was like... this is nice. You know, like... this is already very nice. It's been so long since I got to do stuff like this, where I'm just like... hearing people laugh about cringe jokes and making jokes that old people would make and just laughing with them. It feels nice. I didn't feel like odd. You know? So it was really, really nice. That was one of my selfisher points about the charity. Like, this is not really a charity, but because of the charity thing, I got to feel that feeling again. I think... I'm not here being like, hey guys, I'm not a bad person. Definitely I did things that are a bit too intense, right? Like, I'm a very intense person, so if someone says like, hey Michi, just so you know, if you do well, it kind of like helps alleviate some pressure. Then I'm gonna double down and I have to do perfectly. Like, that's how I see it in my head. So I'm not blaming anyone. No one is forcing me to work so damn hard. But in my head, I'm like, okay, if a lot of things depend on how well I do, then I will make sure I will do perfectly. Like, I need to do things perfectly. Because it's not just my own well-being I'm taking care of. And I don't know. It's so weird. I felt really great. I felt really a sense of responsibility. it's not like there was a sense of responsibility. It was I don't really know what a sense of responsibility means, to be honest. I'm not saying this is how the conversation went, but I'll just give you like a comparison, okay? Here's a comparison. It sounds like this. If let's say your landlord calls you in and the landlord's like, "Hey, listen, okay? If you do not clean the whole apartment every single day, the apartment will be demolished." You know what I mean? Like, if you don't clean the apartment every day, pay every, like, do this, do that, do all of this hard work every single day, there is a chance someone is gonna look at your, like, someone of power is gonna look at the apartment and completely demolish it. So, yeah, no pressure. That's how it felt like. So now I'm like, okay, I can't, because I care about the people in the apartment. You know, like, I care, like, I'm not the only one living in this apartment. So I was just like, okay, I will make sure you can't even find a speck of dust. When you enter the vicinity of the apartment, you can't find a speck of dust. So that's the kind of mentality I was in. They didn't say that to me, but the way they said it was like, you know, the reason, like, I'm not gonna get much if I did well, but if I did well, if I didn't do well, things could have gone worse. So it's good that I'm doing well. Because if I didn't, then things could have gone a bit worse. And I guess that's not what they meant, but I guess that's how I interpret it, where I'm like, oh, okay, I got it. You know, I got it. I think. I don't know anymore. Did you maybe take it the wrong way? There's a chance. Maybe what they're saying is like, hey, you know what? Like, things could have been bad, as in like, oh, you know, you might not really have a fun time. Perhaps. But the way I took it was like, okay, maybe I can do something. You know, like, I need to do something. Or something. So, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying like they forced me. It definitely could just be me misunderstanding and then overworking just for the fuck of it. But that's how, like, that's where my mind was. You know what I mean? Like, my mind was in a place where I'm like, I need to keep this afloat somehow. Like, that's how I thought. So, yeah, it's definitely not something. I'm not saying like, oh my god, guys, I'm a victim. No, definitely I could have been stupid. Like, I could have just been fucking stupid. And I took things like the wrong way. And like I misunderstood what they were talking about. And worked my ass off for absolutely nothing. But deep down in my heart, I did that because I wanted to make sure everyone was fine. You know? I would bet on it being a pressure tactic. I don't think so. Like, the people I talk to are very nice. That's the thing. Like, the people I talk to are very, very nice. So it's not like that at all. Like, I'm just a very big... I'm a very big paranoid person. I get paranoid very easily. And the idea of, like, things getting worse for my friends kind of freaked me out. So, that was one of the... I was like, no, please. We still exist. Look, we still exist. Ding, ding, ding. So, that was where I came from. Either way, during the charity, when I did end up getting to talk to people again, it felt really nice. It felt really nice because everyone is just having fun and talking and relaxing and being themselves, and it's nice. I didn't really get to appreciate that as much. I was so focused on growth and numbers and proving myself in the, like, proving my report card, right? That I completely ignored being a good friend. All I cared about was having good statistics. And I missed out on all that. So it was really nice to finally get to, like, listen to them and hear what they have to say. And I'm very proud because they... Like, Ichal, for example, he's always been really good at organizing stuff. I'm so glad he got to organize something like this. And hopefully he had fun. And I don't know. That's really nice. If Michi says they're nice, they're nice. Here's the thing. When I say they're nice, I'm talking about, like, in my dream, hypothetically, my managers. Right? I don't want this to get twisted at all. So I'm gonna make this as clear as possible, while also avoiding a potential lawsuit. In my dream, hypothetically, once upon a time, that my fish had, who had a pet fish, who had a neighbor, who had a cousin, who fell and had a coma who had a dream. Yes. In this hypothetical scenario, their manager are very nice, right? And then the Fire Nation attacked. Once upon a time, the world lived in harmony. The managers were very nice. And then the Fire Nation attacked. And the Fire Nation managers, woof. Now that's a different topic for a different day.
Liveth the simple life cheered X300. Don't worry, Michi, you didn't put your nail in their coffin. They dug their own grave.
Here's the thing, right? I'm not here to be like, oh guys, this bad, this good. No, because I understand everything, like everyone's perspective and stuff. I totally get it. I saw someone said like, what was your breaking point? Ooh, I've never told this to anyone before. So, I had 2 breaking points, to be honest. So, my first breaking point, not like breaking point, but this was like, what kind of like shook my, like it made me like, holy shit, is what? Like, is this worth? You know what I mean? Like, it kind of made me doubt my belief system or something. Because here's one thing, I am very stupidly loyal. Like, if let's say, and I really doubt, but if one day Vshojo turned evil, right? If Vshojo drank the evil potion and Vshojo became super evil, I would still stay with Vshojo. I'm a very, very weirdly loyal person. It's hard for me to like disengage. You know what I mean? Once I'm like locked in, I'm locked in. It's really hard for me to like lock off. The V stands for villain. Yeah, Vshojo becomes villain shoujo. If you think about it, no one in Vshojo is a hero. Have you ever realized that? Everyone in Vshojo, like lore-wise, is a criminal or Satan or something evil. They're all like, no one is like a hero. No one is like, I am a hero that saves the world. Like, no one fucking is that. Oh yeah, wait, actually Haruka. Maybe Haruka then. Ah, aside from Haruka. Oh my god, Haruka is the only, like, Haruka is like true neutral. Zen saved the future? Oh yeah, Zen too. Didn't Henya like kill a bunch of people as well by accident? Kuro? Kuro's like undead something, right? Okay, the thing is, it's not that I don't follow the lore. It's just like, you know, we talk about our future lore and stuff. I don't want to accidentally say anything too much. So I'm just gonna pretend like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know what's public and what isn't. I'm gonna be real with you. All right, chat. Do you wanna know some tea? I will tell you guys some tea, and then I'm gonna get tea, actually, like drinkable tea. And then I will pee. And then I am going to unbox. Because I think like I'm getting more and more aware, you know? I'm becoming aware. I got the good tea. Well, not good tea, but it has to do with a serious topic. With that in mind, please know I do not want to be part of any I do not condone any type of hate, harassment, or any behavior like that.
I want to be normal and sane before I unbox things. Sorry, box. Might as well get comfortable. You're not getting opened anytime soon.
I'm sobering up, man. I just have to like drink a little bit more and then pee all of my meds out. And then I'm usually aware. But yeah, please know, chat. I do like telling stories because I don't fucking know. I love telling stories. I love tea. I love gossiping. I love telling stories. But what I do not condone is hate of any kind, okay? No one should hate nobody. I don't want anyone to be angry or spread. Like, I love making conspiracy theories that are stupid. But if your conspiracy theories somewhat are like, I wouldn't say stupid, but if you're connecting real life people's lives dots, that's just weird champ, okay? Here's my breaking point. So before this, we were talking about the dream hypotheticals, right? We're still talking about my hypothetical dream in this situation. I am very much loyal to a T, you know? However, there are 2 instances that really got me like a bit shaken up. Like, the second one, the thing that broke the camel's back was definitely the money thing. Yes. I'm a very big, like, business is business, no matter what. I won't fuck with your cash. Don't fuck with mine. Right? And here's the thing, I appreciate Vshojo for this. They are very, very transparent with their, like, cash flow and all of that. And I really appreciate it. Even though we don't really need to know. Like, not cash flow for everyone, like for me, you know? They're very transparent to me about it. They're like, hey, we just want you to know merch is selling well. Or like, hey, I want you to know merch is going to stop selling at this point. Stuff like that. They're very transparent with everything. But I don't really need that. What I need is if Vshojo says, hey, Michi, you sold, like, let's say you earned $5,000, right? And I'm like, okay, can I have proof? And then they don't send me proof. That's fine, but give me $5,000, no questions asked. However, if you say, Michi, you earn $5,000, and then you don't give me $5,000, and then you give me debt, that's when we're gonna have a problem. You know what I mean? So I'm a very big, like, I can be as lenient as I can when it comes to people, but when it comes to business, I take it quite seriously, you know? No one fucks with my cash. No one fucks with chat's cash. If chat's gonna give me cash, no one fucks with that, you know? I'm very happy with Maiko because of this as well. Maiko has, like, the same mentality I do. So I've been like, I don't even have to do anything. Maiko has been on everyone's ass for, like the merch stuff. Because we did run into some issues with my merch. Nothing too bad, but it's also because, like, I wanted my merch to be easily accessible for Asians and Southeast Asia. And yeah, we're, like, working on that. But because it's our first time doing it, we kind of ran into, like, some technical difficulties. But we are definitely trying to do better in the future. I do actually have a merch. Ooh, I think you might like this one. I have a merch that is going to drop perhaps soon. And I think you'll really, really like it. I don't think anyone in Vshojo has done it yet. I am not sure. Maybe they have, maybe they have not. You'll see. You'll see. I think you'll like it. Anyways, back to the story of my hypothetical dream that my pet fish had. Once upon a time, I dreamt that I was traveling. Right? I was traveling. And I decided to visit the place that I worked for. Yes, in my dream. Let's not say I. Let's just say Bethany, okay? Once upon a time, a girl named Bethany was traveling. And Bethany decided to visit a build-in office in which Bethany was working for. And during that visit, Bethany was very excited, you know, because this is where Bethany is working. So Bethany was very excited. And then as they were giving, like, the tour and etc., Bethany saw that on the walls there were a bunch of cool achievements. One of them had Bethany's name on it. And Bethany wanted to take a picture. But no can do. That's okay. That's okay. You know, Bethany understood. Sometimes privacy is a very big thing. And Bethany is a very private person. So Bethany did not take mind into that. But then during this time, Bethany made a joke about jokingly being like, you know, the hand gesture where you like, oh, shh, yoink. You know what I mean? So Bethany made a joke being like, ooh, shh, yoink. Like that. And like laughing about it. And then Bethany got scolded for making a distasteful joke. Now, was Bethany right? No. Perhaps that is a bad joke. But considering Bethany was working in the entertainment industry, Bethany thought people would take jokes easily. And not have people think that Bethany was actually a thief. And a little bit, that made Bethany feel pretty bad. Because it made Bethany feel like, wait a minute, Did they really think that Bethany would steal? What kind of person do you think Bethany is? And you know what? Bethany had an ego. 100%. So Bethany's not completely in the right. But it did kind of hurt Bethany's ego just a little bit. Where Bethany realized, what kind of person do you think I am? Like, why are you for real scolding Bethany? Right? For making what is clearly a joke. Did you take it seriously? Did you really think Bethany would do that? And the scolded was, we will kick you out of the building, scold. And Bethany, that hurt Bethany's feelings. That sucked. That sucked. And I was like, interesting, Bethany said. And Bethany was like, that's a joke. And then they're like, I get it, but, you know, you gotta understand, I can't have that happen here. And Bethany said, okay, I'm sorry, I understand, I went too far. But deep down Bethany's heart, they're like, what the fuck? What the fuck is that? Am I not allowed to just pretend, yoink? You know? Bethany's like, am I not... Bethany not only is not allowed to just take a picture of Bethany's own stuff, Bethany can't even joke about it. And that made Bethany feel very, very weird. Because Bethany was like, damn, that's weird. And then the straw that broke the camel's back was the money thing. So all of that altogether kind of was Bethany's tipping point. But I don't know who Bethany is. And I'm making the story up. So, I'm kidding. Yeah, I don't know who Bethany is. And this is just a dream. So, yes, thank you for listening to my story about a girl named Bethany. Justice for Bethany! Hell yeah, justice for Bethany! It's okay though, because it's been so long that Bethany can't give a shit about it. Bethany do not care. Right now, Bethany's living the good life. Doing absolutely nothing and not giving a shit. And now, Bethany, from what I heard from the ending of the story, there's a good ending to this. Now Bethany can just sit back, look to her left, and boom. Bethany. Right there. Bethany just has to sit back, relax, look at like the fun little thing dangling in the background, and there it is. But weirdly enough, it says, presented to Michi Mochivian Scambers. What a weird way to spell Bethany. Tusk, tusk, tusk. But now Bethany can take as much pictures as Bethany wants, baby girl. Let's go! Let's go! I can pretend to. Let's go! Let's fucking go, baby! Let's fucking go! I told you guys that I wanted to hang it on my fridge, but I can't. I have it as motivation now. I even wrote your name because I know this is cringe, okay? But I like it. I like seeing Michi Mochivi and Scambers on the YouTube play button. It makes me feel very motivated. You know, I'm now like motivated. Woo! Bethany's Michi's foot. No, Bethany is just a person I absorbed, I think. So sometimes I have like mixed memories of people, you know? Sometimes, oh, I'm jumbling up memories, it seems. So I suppose I took someone named Bethany, or maybe their name was not Bethany. I don't really care. Either way, though, it's nice because now at least they have some resolve, right? But definitely, man, that was fucking irritating what Bethany felt. It was definitely an ego thing. It was very, in my opinion, even for Asian standards, okay, that's just rude. Like, in Asia, we have a very big, like, seniority complex, you know? And I know that sounds bad, but that's just the culture here. So, if you are an older person, or if you're, like, my senior, it's expected that I treat you with more respect than if you were, like, my junior, or if you were younger. You know, it's like calling someone Miss Ma'am, Sir, Mr., bowing and being polite. That is very much the culture. But it's also like understood that when you're working with someone, especially in the entertainment industry, you gotta be a bit more lenient. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just stick to that. Because imagine if I'm like, I'm an entertainer, but then off screen, I'm like, good morning, sir. Good morning, ma'am. Yes, I will be doing this. Yes. Right away, sir. Right away. Like, what? I'm an entertainer. You know, Bethany's an entertainer working for an entertainment company. The fact that, like, that was a thing definitely was weird. And until today, I don't hold a grudge against it. I just thought that was fucking rude. Like, I don't usually think of a lot of things as rude. Like, most of the time I blame myself. I'm like, oh shit. Listen, man, my bad. Okay, I fucked up. Like, I get where I fucked up. But in this sense, I was like, okay, really? I joked about it. I didn't even touch it, Bethany said. Bethany didn't even touch it. Bethany didn't even, like, come close and pretend to, like, remove it off the wall. No, not at all. Bethany was on the other side of the room, right? Looking at the, like, the manager and being like, haha, shh, you know? And then pointing at it and then pointing inside her pocket. That's all Bethany did. They didn't touch it. They didn't try to remove it. None of that. Just the point at the thing, point at the pocket. That clearly does not fit.
Opinion. What if this is part of Bethany's plan all along to quickly get out of the entertainment dream company?
What if this is part of Bethany's plan all along to quickly get out of the entertainment dream company? I don't know about that one. I think you overcooked that one. But yeah, it's those things where it's like, it's different. If Bethany walked up to, like, the award shelf, picked the award up and tried to shove it into Bethany's pocket, now they went too far. But what Bethany did was they were on the other side of the room, meters away from their own award, and they looked at the award, looked at the manager, went shh, and then gestured. Like, they pointed at their award and pointed inside their pant pocket, which clearly did not fit the award, and then went like like that. That's all Bethany did. It wasn't like, oh, maybe Bethany didn't make it clear of, like, it's not clear that it's a joke. It is a joke. It was 100,000% a joke. Okay? If, let's say, like, maybe they misunderstood. Maybe it's like, oh, they thought that, like, oh, we're here to steal merch. You know, like, what if I steal a merch? Why would I? Think about it. Bethany works here. Bethany works with the people. Bethany can get their friends to sign a piece of paper and sell it. Like, it doesn't fucking matter. Who the fuck do you think Bethany is? Why? What's with this no jokes allowed kind of shit? It's like, I don't know. Bethany just expected better from an entertainment company. That really got Bethany pissed. I'm gonna be real with you. I was quite pissed with what Bethany said. Tusk, tusk, tuck. Guys, help me. Who's Bethany? Bethany is a fun little figment of a story I made up. Yep, Bethany said. Who the fuck do you think I am? Do you think I would really steal? After everything I've done for you, all my friends can just sign a piece of paper and I can sell that
Bethany
shit.
Is my favorite
What are you talking
in this
about?
stream.
Yeah, Bethany thought to herself. She really, really thought, you really look at me and see me as a thief? After everything I've done for you? After everything I've did? After everything I've given you for fucking free? You really think I would come in here and steal? Is that how lowly you see of me? Do you think of me as that low? Is that how low your expectations are of me? That's just rude. Bethany thought out loud. Clearly never really in front of anyone. Because it's clear that, Bethany can't do that. So Bethany kept it to herself. Bethany did end up confronting them, and they did end up apologizing. And you know what? Bethany forgave them. Bethany forgave them because Bethany told them, they were like, hey man, listen. I was joking, right? And you took it so fucking seriously. And that hurt my ego. I'll be 100% with you. And they apologized. And Bethany forgave them. But Bethany never forgets. Bethany will never ever forget that. Bethany remembers. Tusk, tusk, tusk. Poor Bethany. Yeah, to make it worse, chat. When Bethany decided, you know what? Bethany decided to go start making butter and live her cottagecore life dream, right? When she decided, I don't want to work anymore. I'm gonna live my cottagecore life dream and make butter. Bethany do realize there are certain items here that are legally obliged for Bethany to return back. Because it's never Bethany's to belong. Like, it's not Bethany's item, right? So Bethany contacted people being like, hey, where do you want me to send your goods over? Because Bethany is a very honest person. Here's the thing. Bethany may be an asshole. And Bethany may be stupid. But Bethany will never keep something that does not belong to Bethany. So Bethany contacted them and Bethany's like, where can I drop them off? And they never said shit. So at that point, Bethany could have stolen it. But no. Because you know what, chat? You know what? Bethany has a very strong honor code. So, Bethany held on to that, flew all the way to where the fuck their job is, which is like an 8-hour flight, and returned it personally. Like, no one was like, okay, Bethany, send it over here and... No. Bethany did that. Even though Bethany could have just stolen that thing, she could have kept it to herself. No. Bethany brought it with her, gave it back personally to the person that deserves to have this item. Because that's the kind of person Bethany is. Very big honor code. So the fact that someone assumed that Bethany would sink so low to steal something really hurt Bethany's ego, okay? If it came from someone that Bethany didn't know, perhaps it just might be a distasteful joke. But this person knew Bethany. Bethany knew this person. And that's what hurt the most. What hurt wasn't the fact that, like, what hurt Bethany wasn't the fact that it's like, oh, they made it's their job, you know, they had to do this. No, what hurt was the fact that they assumed it, even though they clearly knew Bethany would never do that. Because if Bethany was the type of person to screw people over, oh, Bethany definitely could have. And until today, Bethany forgives them, of course. They're good people in Bethany's eyes. Perhaps just really strict at work, but good people nevertheless. But Bethany will never, ever forget. Bethany definitely could have done something. Bethany definitely could have screwed shit up. Because here's the thing, chat. Right in my hypothetical story for children part, volume 6, page 12. In my children's story, let me just flip through this. Flip. Bethany remarks, the shit you see online, right? That's just one side of the story. What Bethany experienced was a whole completely different story. A whole DLC, I dare say. And if this DLC ever came to light... Yeah. You're lucky Bethany has an honor code. You're lucky! Because I have absorbed Bethany in my body, I will appreciate Bethany's honor code. Is it a paid DLC? No, it's those things where it's like, because I guess Bethany forgave them, it's not worth it. Because the risk is way too big. It doesn't matter. Bethany is the type to stomach shit, okay? Bethany's not very good at letting emotions out, so... They forgive, just not forget. Now Bethany knows what to do and what not to do. Yes. Tusk! Anyways, close this book. I hope you enjoyed your children's story section, chat. I hope this has nothing to do with anything, by the way. This is a fun little story section that I hope you guys enjoyed. It's from the title of the book is The Misadventures of Bethany. Yes. What an interesting book title. The Misadventures of Bethany. Any resemblance to real persons or other real-life entities is purely coincidental. All characters and other entities appearing here are fictitious. Any resemblance to real persons, dead or alive, or other real-life entities, past or present, is purely coincidental. Thank you very much for the disclaimer. Thank you for the disclaimer. Here's the thing, dude. Okay, I'm gonna be deadass. When I say there are two sides of the story, there is. Good and bad. Alright? It's just sometimes, yeah, you know what? The truth sucks. I don't know what to tell you. The truth sucks. From all the stories I can tell you, there's one major factor that I want people to remember. Okay?
Introverse cheered X300. Oh man, I hope Bethany exists. What a giga chat she is.
Tusk. Bethany's long gone now. Tusk. If there's one key point I want anyone to remember, if anyone's gonna clip this and like, I don't know, talk about it, one thing that I want you guys to always remember, okay? It's so hard to talk about what your intentions are or what happened. The moment you put down your funny little signatures on some pieces of paper, your lips are sealed forever. It's kind of hard to say nothing. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Okay? Whatever that means. I don't know what that means. But there are just certain things that just no can do, man.
Great story. Compelling and rich.
Why, thank you. Clap. Yeah. NDAs are not forever, though. Well, how long are NDAs for? I've told you guys the story, right? Like, unironically, I have not signed shit. Like, I have not signed... With Vshojo, I have. But, like, aside from Vshojo, I have not signed shit. 2 years? Depends on what it says. Oh, I still have it. I actually still have it. I can read through it. Maybe we'll see. But, like... No, unironically... I didn't really sign anything... Once I woke up, you know? Yeah, it's very common. When you go to bed and you have a dream before waking up, you know, your dream gods give you a contract to sign. Yeah, I didn't get that. I did, but then they fucked up. And then I was like, oh, you gotta fix that one. And then they never fixed it. So I don't really know what to do. I'm kind of like... I woke up and I'm like, huh. But here's the thing, chat. I know, I keep saying this. I have my own personal anger. Okay? I personally have my own shit. Just not to the people you think... Not to... Okay, in my dream... It's not to my manager, nor is it to my coworkers. In my dream, it's towards the dungeon master. You know what I mean? That's my personal tick. A lot of Bethany, a lot of my dream Bethany story. None of the anger or disappointment or weird shit is ever because of like their managers or their coworkers. It's to the GM. It's to the big guy. All the way up. Up. So it's different. Ask your lawyer about Bethany's dream contract. What's the point, honestly? I don't know how to explain it, but it's like... Perhaps it's Bethany's honor code, right? An opponent is not an enemy. You know? Once you've crossed the bridge, never look back. Kind of a thing. Bethany has that kind of mentality, according to this book. Let me flip to page 12, chapter 3. Here we go. Yes. It's clearly written, Bethany is not the type of person to do that.
Bethany might have forgiven them, but it's still satisfying to put on the imagination hat of this stream manager later finding out that they were the one that done goofed up by hearing this story, and have that stomach sinking feeling not as.
Oh, they know. Bethany have confronted them already, and the person genuinely did apologize. And Bethany did genuinely forgive them. But Bethany just never forgotten about it. That's all. It's like, I forgive you. I don't think you're a bad person. If they actually hear this, if they listen to the story and they're like, shit, I don't think you're a bad person. But, you know what? Sometimes people are more important than work. That's all I can say, man. Like, in situations in life, right? Sometimes, you know, people are more important than the fear of being fired. So, I hope you remember that, man. I hope you remember that. That's all. I just hope people get better. Wounds can heal, but scars will remain. Yeah.
Kitty Kaztek cheered X300, that's how you know it's a fictional story. Bethany never forgets, but Michi never remembers.
True! True! True. Here's the thing. Speaking in the most, like, straightforward way as I sober up, right? Man, if I talk too much, like, there's so many shit I can say. Don't even. Like, I've seen some shit. However, I care about people. There are so many innocent people. You can't attack a... Like, if a person is staying on the top of a building, you can't hit them without hurting the people around them. And the people around them, I care about. I really deeply care about. I don't know if I've told you guys this enough. I don't know if I did. Maybe I dreamt about it. Before anything actually happened, these people actually wished me luck. And I appreciated that.
I will speak no sense here since I am a bit drunk and tired. But do you have every memory of all of the person like Bethany in you, or only piece or bit? Or you experience their memories in dream, so we will expect new memories in the future? McCooperative cheered X300, but yeah. You're lawyer looking at Bethany's hypothetical papers, just in case, say, there's something she shouldn't sign, even if they get correct papers back to her.
I mean, here's the thing. I remember everyone's, right? It's just some people's memories are a bit too hard to talk about. Whether it's legal or whether it's emotional.
The soldier,
you know, it's just harder to talk about some memories.
The person in charge should be accountable for everything under their charge.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. I really doubt Bethany or anyone can really have to sign anything anymore at this point. Not because of anything bad, but mainly because how the fuck are they gonna reach Bethany? I consumed a bitch. Everything's gone, girl. So, good luck with that one. I'm not keen on being binded once I'm not. Plus now, here's the thing. Now that I'm binded to another thing, it's kind of hard to get binded by two things. So, yeah. No reason to sign, really. Unless there is an actual good reason. Yeah, it's okay. All I'm saying, chat, is like, I have my own shit, okay? Every person I consumed in my body is the best. My lore accurate, right? According to my lore, completely hypothetical, by the way. Every person I consumed in my body, I remember the shit. I feel their shit. I still remember it. It's in my head. But some stuff is just not easy to even remember. It's easier to just pretend like it never happened. Move on, you know? I am my own person now. Something like that. I tell myself that all the time. Poor Kami. Kami was probably the happiest person I've consumed. Oh, Kami. Kami. That poor girl. Very sweet. Very, very nice. The happiest person I consumed was alive for only a couple of months, too. Poor little thing. We want Kami back? No. Sorry, I need her voice box, chat. If you didn't know, here's my lore, right? I stole Kami's voice box, so I'm kind of borrowing it at the moment. Maybe one day I'll borrow someone else's. Maybe someone in chat. Wow. No, but I quite like Kami's voice. We'll keep it. We'll keep it. Poor little thing. They just wanted to make resin keycaps. Tusk, tusk. They liked painting. They wanted to do resin keycaps. Tusk, tusk, tusk. But it's okay. Your voice box is being used for better uses.